The snow outside hammered the windows like fists. I could hear the howling wind ripping at the eaves, threatening to tear the house apart. Inside, I stood frozen, half in rage, half in disbelief. Watching her, Emma. Her hair was wild, like a storm herself, eyes blazing with the fire I'd never seen before. The letter in my hand trembled. "Tell me you didn't do this," I said, voice low, shaking. She just smiled. Not the warm, careless smile I'd known. No, it was cold, calculated. "Why do you think I did?" she asked, almost amused. That's when the storm crashed inside, louder than the one outside. The truth was about to come down like lightning, and none of us would walk away the same. Winter hadn't always been this brutal. It started months ago, long before the snow piled up and the roads froze over. Emma and I were still tangled. She was an artist. Everyone said so. Free-spirited, vibrant, messy in the best way. That wild hair and paint-splattered jeans weren't an act. They were a declaration. I admired it. Sometimes, it drove me mad. But that night, when I got the first call, everything shifted. A voice, raspy, threatening, on the other end of the line. "I know what you're hiding. Pay up, or I'll make sure it gets out." No name, no explanation, just a demand. Emma was quiet when I told her. Too quiet, like she'd already guessed. The letter came next, delivered by an envelope stuffed under the door. Photos, names, dates. I read it over and over, trying to catch the lie. But the pictures were real. Emma with people she'd sworn she never met. The police officer, Detective Harper, sharp, meticulous, but dirty underneath. I should have run, but I didn't. Instead, I confronted Emma, hoping she'd tell me it was a mistake, that she was innocent. She didn't. Instead, she asked, "What would you do if I told you I was protecting us both?" Harper wasn't just a crooked cop, he was the blackmailer, using his badge to dig up dirt, to make threats. The realization hit me hard, like ice water. Emma had known all along, but why didn't she tell me? And why was she so calm about it? That was the first crack. Weeks later, buried in an old storage box, I found a flash drive. Inside was something else entirely. Video footage of Harper meeting someone in a dimly lit parking lot. It wasn't Emma, it was me. Or at least, someone who looked like me, doing things I would never do. Frame by frame, my trust shattered. Emma confessed one night. The fire in her eyes replaced by exhaustion. She'd traded pieces of herself to keep Harper from destroying us both. The corruption was deeper than I'd imagined, and the man I thought I knew, the man in those videos, was part of a plan she'd been forced into. "I never wanted you to see this side of me," she said, "but I had no choice." Her voice cracked, and so did I. The storm outside mirrored the one inside me. Every day brought new doubts, new suspicions. Was Emma really free? Or just as trapped as I was? The lines between victim and perpetrator blurred. My anger gave way to fear. Fear that I was losing everything. My life, my mind, my grip on the truth. Yet beneath the chaos, something else was growing. Quiet, focused. I stopped asking questions. I stopped pleading. Instead, I watched. I planned. If Harper thought he could play us, he was wrong. I collected every scrap of evidence, every whisper and shadow. I learned his routines, his weaknesses. Emma, still distant, became my unexpected ally in silence. The night I made my move, the storm had reached its peak. Roads blocked. Power flickering. I met Harper where he least expected. His own precinct parking lot. No guns, no shouting. Just the truth. Played back on a screen from my phone. The videos, the payments, the threats. His face twisted. Hate, shock, desperation. He reached for his badge. But I was faster. "I'm done being your victim," I said. And the police came. Not mine, not his. Someone clean, someone I'd called long before. Emma was cleared. Harper was exposed. But the victory felt hollow. The damage was done. The trust broken beyond repair. Yet something else emerged from the wreckage. Strength. Real strength. The kind that doesn't come from others. It comes from knowing you survived when everything tried to bury you. Later, when I thought it was over, I found another note slipped under the door. "You're not the only one who knows the truth." Emma's eyes caught mine across the room. She smiled again. That smile. The one that said everything was still a game. And then I understood. Harper was just a player in something bigger. The real enemy was still out there. Strength doesn't come from winning. It comes from knowing the fight never ends.